Happy Valley back on Wednesday night. Welcome to Racing to Win. We're going to try and find you a winner or 3 or 4 along the way for the 9-race program coming up from the City Circuit. Busy show as always here on Racing to Win, and joined in the studio by Paul Ellie and Nick Child. And Nick, back to last Sunday before we move forward to Wednesday. Helios Express. Keegan DeMello must have thought he had it won, but the favourite was just able to wear him down.
He was, yeah. Look, it was a great race. It was certainly one to really behold and enjoy, and it created a great thrill. And no, it was a wonderful win there from Helios Express, and he's now won the first 2 legs. So a star 4-year-old he is. I don't think we're going to see a Helios Express Wednesday night, but we've got some very competitive action.
We do indeed, and there are no jackpots to speak of, Paul.
No jackpots, but really even races throughout. There's could be a few upsets going through the card. Doesn't look like there's going to be any horses that'll be odds on, so it should be some good racing, and if you do find a winner, you'll be rewarded well.
You will indeed. Now, if you're after the next romantic warrior, it's a big week in Hong Kong upcoming for the sales. And Danny Rolston spoke to Nick. Danny is the Executive Manager of the International Sale and Owners Advisory Services, with the next, perhaps, romantic warrior not too far away from going under the hammer.
Yeah, look, this is our main project for the year, and what we live and breathe for at the moment. So it's it's all hands on deck, and we're excited about the sale coming up.
Danny, talk to me about the sale and the process. I mean, those that perhaps don't know as much about it, it's obviously quite a boutique sale for members here at the Hong Kong Jockey Club. But just talk us a bit through the process and exactly what goes into putting this sale on.
So we've got 18 3-year-old geldings going to market, and those horses were all purchased as yearlings from the world's best yearling sales, and we utilise a really strict system. We have Michael Cannan purchasing for us in the Northern Hemisphere, and Craig Rounsfell in Australasia. Those horses all under our care from the minute we purchase them. They're broken in, pre-trained, and constantly checked by our vets, and go through a very rigorous, not only veterinary regime, but also a pre-training, and then ultimately an assessment of their ability before we make a final decision on what we do put up for sale. So the 18 that we're offering have come from a larger group of around 30 yearlings that we purchased in that year.
And Danny, what about the general consensus between sort of you and all the team involved? This year's catalogue includes all the usual pedigrees, the exciting pedigrees we're used to seeing here: Star Spangled Banners, Deep Fields, etc., Savabills. How exciting are you about this year's crop?
Yeah, we've got a beautiful group of horses, and I think every year as we go on, we're strengthening our team and getting our systems better and better, and trying to advance these horses as much as we can, so that by the time they arrive in the stables here at Sha Tin, they're pretty close to getting ready for a barrier trial and subsequently their 4-year-old classic season. So we've got a lovely bunch of horses that we've got to breeze up next week, and we're just hoping that they go on and win big races and do good things for the owners.
Danny, we've been lucky to see the horses here now, obviously in Hong Kong, that they've sort of nicely settled in. We've seen them out on the track. Is there one, without wanting to put you on the spot, is there 1 or 2 or maybe 3 that you're sort of really looking forward to?
It is hard to single them out, particularly before the breeze up. We've done quite a lot with these horses. They've had 2 looks around the turf here at Sha Tin, and I've been particularly impressed with the Invincible Spirit. The Zoo Star Lot 11's looked very good on the track, and as has the Savabil. So we've got a pretty good selection, but very hard without the luxury of the coming breeze up to really nail it down.
We can nail it down a little more with that breeze up. It's live on the website hkjc.com from 10 o'clock this Saturday. The sale from 7:45 a week on Friday for the 2024 Hong Kong International Sale, and that's Say Word with Nick and Danny Rolston. We're going to put the sale over to this side for a moment, because we're picking up the Happy Valley coverage now for Wednesday night. And the first race gets underway at 6:40. B course is in use for meeting number 52 for the season. And the feature race is race number 7, the Kwun Chung Bus Handicap Class 3 over the 1,200 metres. One of the 2 races that we preview on the show, along with this race, race number 5. And the 5th race is over the 1,650 metres, first leg of the Triple Trio. And Gallant Waking is at the top of the book. He's been back to the trials since he was down the track. He was slow out, went 8th behind Simply Maverick last time. Winning Dragon's a last start winner, carries an extra £11. Rocket Spade has placed 2 from 5 course and distance. Lucky 8, all of his wins so far have been at 1200. Red Hair King has placed 2 since winning 3 starts ago. All Beauty hasn't missed a top 4 over the 1650 the entire season. And Charity Bingo won last start, but he comes back up into a grade where he is yet to hit the board. Looking at the speed map here, Nick.
We are indeed, yes, with no clear leader in the race, particularly here. So maybe Star Contact is the one that's going to stride on. Look, Red Hair King, he is a horse that can possibly lead, but he could well take the trail here, I think, behind Star Contact. Lucky 8 might speed towards his outside. Winning Dragon, Gallant Waking, a couple just in behind, Paul.
I don't think they're going to go overly quick, whatever happens in this race, but as you say, I think Star Contact will probably lead. Charity Bingo, he likes to get back, but he won't be too far away. Same with Quantum Patch in the small field.
Here is our first replay featuring a few of those horses that Paul just mentioned. The one that finishes the closest at the end is Quantum Patch, who runs second in this race. He has since finished down the track, Paul, at Shard Tin. Do you prefer Quantum Patch at Happy Valley at this stage of his career?
Yeah, look, I do. I think he handles the course well. He got back here in this race, and they didn't go overly fast in front, so he hit the line strongly enough. He was no match for the eventual winner there, which was that horse that did win, M Unicorn, of course. But he hit the line strongly, and he's one of the leading chances.
Yeah, look, he's £11 higher than his last wins. That does make it tough, but I thought the run of All Beauty wasn't the worst. He's usually there or thereabouts.
Yeah, he's racing very consistently, is All Beauty. Winning Dragon, Nick, he was a winner last time. He was steered by Brenton Avdulla, as he will be on Wednesday night. 124 up to £135. Beating Lavero strong form. He's racing really well, Lavero, but that extra weight has to be a concern, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Look, I mean, in the way this race has worked out, I mean, they put him up 5 officially to 78 from the 73, but yeah, £11 more to actually shoulder. I think the horse there on his outside, Red Hair King, certainly meets him better at the weights, but it was a good ride and it was a strong win. Yeah,
he's been very consistent, Red Hair King. He's been raced well at Chartin, and he's been racing really well now at Happy Valley.
Yes, he's placed his last 2 in this grade, and there's what he has done so far, Paul, but reads quite well at the Valley.
He does, doesn't it? You know, with the 8 starts there, with the win and 5 placings as well. So he's a very consistent horse here, and especially over the distance as well.
He certainly is, yeah. Look, he's he's the epitome of a decent Happy Valley horse that usually runs his race.
Winning form, Nick, last time from Charity Bingo. Now, he went quite well on debut, and he just hadn't quite been able to recapture that sort of run. He trialled well leading into this race. However, it was on the class drop. He comes back into this race in Class 3, which is where he struggled so far. Can you see him turning that around, or you prefer him down in Class 4?
Oh, well, do you know, I'm probably sort of a bit reserved with him, really. I mean, look, it was a decent enough win. He's beaten a good yardstick in Red Majesty. We can't really get away from that. But he had 8 goes in Class 3 and had struggled. And I just wonder if, even though he's got his head in front now, maybe going back up to that grade, he might struggle again.
Yeah, he could well do. And Barrier 1, I don't think is ideal for him, for a horse that gets back as well.
Gallant Waking is the next horse we look at. Paul, we know him around Happy Valley on a Wednesday night. 3-time winner over the 1200 metres. He has placed 3 from 6 course and distance, was a winner 2 starts ago, and then that 8th last time behind Simply Maverick. This is a recent trial, and Helios Express, of course, the Classic Cup winners, just a length in front of him at this stage.
He is, so just a nice trial to tick him over. Look, the thing with him is he's got to carry the big weight, does Gallant Waking. He's got 135 to carry here. He's on an all-time high rating as well of 78.
Yeah, and if you're a follower of trainer-jockey combinations, you'll probably be following this one. Hugh Behrman's only ridden for Francis 4 times. He's had 2 winners and a second.
Right, very good strike rate for Hugh and Francis. One we haven't seen. We've seen the rest of the field. Nick, might as well ask about Rocket Spade. How do you assess him in this race?
Yeah, look, no spot for him. Obviously, yet to win in 19 starts, but he's run some nice races. He's just been he's been very costly, hasn't he? He's been beaten favourite 3 times in his last 5 pulls. So those that have followed him are probably a few quid down. Yeah,
second up now. He went as a 4.4 chance, and he was early favourite. And looking at early markets here, he's right in the market once again. But a bit like Nick, I've just sort of left him out here. I'd like to see him do something.
Right, his second up record isn't favourable either. That is Rocket Spade. Indeed, that is every horse we've talked about pretty much, or at least seen now, Paul, in race number 5. Which 4 are you going to put on screen?
Going to go with the 7 on top, Red Hair King. I think he's a very consistent horse. He can get a nice run just in behind the pace. So he goes goes on top to beat the 4 Quantum Patch, Get Back, Run On Strongly. All Beauty come out of that same race, and just Charity Bingo went on a minor line. Just comes in with the lightweight. At least he's won a race. So 7, 4, 8 and 9.
Yeah, I've also gone the 7 here. I think he's the one they've got to beat, and that piece of form last time certainly puts him well in against his stablemate here. Winning Dragon goes in for second. I think he'll run well. Quantum Patch should give his running, and All Beauty couldn't really leave him out here. So 7, 2, 4, 8.
And that is the preview for race number 5. On the way to the break here on Racing to Win. Another massive day coming up at Sha Tin on Sunday with further Group 1 racing.
Is in front of California, Spangle and Wellington. It's McDonald. He's the man, the man front man. Lucky Sweetness. California Spangle still leads. It is California Spangle in front though. And Hugh has stolen the Sha Tin trophy with California Spangle. Beauty Eternal run to the lead. It's going to be a Beauty Quinilla. It's Eternal in front. Beauty Eternal has beaten Beauty Joy and California Spangle.
Welcome back to Racing to Win. Before we get back to the preview for race number 7 at the Valley on Wednesday night, the break has just been. That means one thing when we come out of the break. Paul Lally, it is your last run reminder.
Yeah, we're going for a horse who's been very consistent all season, which is Sure Joyful. You look at his form line this season, he won, he's 6th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, he's won and he's 2nd. So he's had a really good season, this horse. He's only won 2 from his 25, but this is sort of his breakout season. You can see him coming down the outside here in those brown colours with the yellow stars and finishing off really strongly here against horse Noble Pursuit, who ran in a lot higher race last start. So a really good run from him, and he's going well at the moment.
And he has kept the fitness ticking over with a trial between races 2 has Sure Joyful. He is race 8, number 3, Paul's last run reminder for this week. And you can find more last run reminders on the website. But the feature race on Wednesday night is the Kwun Chung Bus Cup Class 3 over the 1200 metres. Watch Buddy's in grand form, carries an extra £5. Golden Empire's a last start winner. He carries an extra 7. California Deeply, first time at 1200 metres for him. Happy Trio has his second run in Class 3. An interesting runner down the bottom, number 9, Golden Long, a win and a second from just 3 starts in Class 4. Nick comes up in grade for the first time.
He does indeed, yeah. Celestial Colours, the likely leader here. Hugh Berman's going for the first time. I mean, he has led in a previous race, and he's always sat pretty close to the pace. He's drawn 7, so in what isn't a huge field, he should have no trouble coming across. Golden Long, I think, can sit close to the pace, along with Golden Empire as well, who's very much a horse in form there. Paul, he's drawn 3.
Yeah, I mean, the query, I suppose, is Kaholo Angel from Barrier 1 with a £10 claim on. Will he go forward? But I just think these other horses will cross him.
More on Kaholo Angel very shortly. Firstly, though, Nick was out at Sha Tin on Tuesday morning to speak to the rider of Watch Buddy, the inform horse, and the inform rider himself is Harry Bentley.
Harry, Wednesday night racing off to Happy Valley we go. You've got a pretty decent book of rides, but one that really does stand out is in the 7th, Watch Buddy. He's a horse you've got a really good association with, and he's won his last 2.
Yeah, that's right. He's a horse that's in fantastic form, and he's been ultra consistent throughout his career. Obviously, he's going up again in the weights, but yeah, we couldn't be coming into the race better.
That form's really looking pretty decent now. I mean, the horse he beat 2 starts ago was Raging Blizzard. He's won since, and Healthy has sort of run well as well. So the form's certainly solid.
Yeah, it is solid, and he's a horse that never wins by overly far, but he always just does enough. And he's extremely game and just sticks his head out to the line.
How much more demanding is this going to be for a horse like him, Harry? Because he's obviously got an upwardly mobile profile, 4 wins from 10, but the fact he's got to carry a decent weight, he's up a few pounds, of course, it's going to be that bit tougher, isn't it?
Yeah, there are a few factors counting against him this time. He's been a horse that's been quite fortunate with his draws in the past, and obviously we're going to be starting from gate 9, which makes life a little bit harder. Especially the fact he's got more weight on his back, so we'll have to slightly go to the drawing board and see what we want to do with him, whether or not we just push forward and try and get him into a handy spot. I'll speak to Ricky more in depth with that, but yeah, there are a few factors to contend with.
And how has he been since then, Harry? I noticed you have had a sit on him since his last win.
Yeah, I sat on him a couple of times and he feels great. He's extremely generous horse in his work. He always does his bit and he feels fantastic, so I couldn't be happier with his form.
Your form's very good as well. 10th in the Premiership now, Harry. Double across the weekend. Nice trophy to collect as well. Things are going great.
Really, really good. Couldn't be happy with the form I'm in at the moment, and I've got some nice rides coming up, so I just hope I can keep that momentum, and I'll be very happy.
Did I read somewhere that that was a double, of course, but you've ridden a few doubles now this season, haven't you?
Yeah, I think someone said it was my 6th of the season, so obviously you've got to be very happy with that. Come in pairs, and hopefully there's more to come. We've got a lot left of the season.
You've got some nice rides, Harry, just on this guy. Just a quick overview. Obviously, there's this guy, Watch Buddy, but you've also got Atomic Force, who you know well. You've got a nice newcomer for Douglas White in Ace Power. So you must go to the races full of confidence this Wednesday night. Yeah,
of course. When you've got a full book as well, that's always nice, but especially when there are a few nice highlights in amongst them. As you mentioned, Atomic Force, he ran a mighty race to finish second and narrowly denied in the last stride last time. So, yeah, we've got some nice chances on the night and just need to make them count.
All right, more on Watch Buddy and Harry right now, Paul, as we have a look at what Watch Buddy has done. Can he keep this run going?
Look, he's got to carry the big weight. He's one of the leading chances, and you wouldn't be surprised if he did. He's top 2 for me for sure, Watch Buddy.
Look, his form's looking good. Obviously, 2 starts ago, he beat Raging Blizzard, so that's worked out quite nicely. But, he's an upwardly mobile horse, this guy, and even with a bit more weight, I wouldn't be too put off.
Statistically, Nick, you said Harry's in good form. Well, here are the stats that prove that.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, in the last 4 race meetings, 6 winners. Obviously, placed horses 2, and his win strike rate there, 25%. So certainly hard to knock that.
No, exactly. He's riding in very good form at the moment, and there's not a meeting goes past where he doesn't normally ride a winner.
And what about Wednesday night, Paul? Can 1, 2 or 3 of these salute for him?
Yeah, I think Big 2 can for sure. He was unlucky last time. Atomic Force is a big chance as well. I think those 2 stand out on that page. For me, Sharon Goon's the last start winner, but he's got an awful draw. First starter there with Ace Power. And Lucky Planet has been consistent. Courtship's 1. He's going to get a cheap lead, I think.
Yeah, no, look, a number of chances there for Harry, and quite keen to see how this Ace Power goes, for sure.
He's a horse that is having his debut on the back of some good trials for sure. But we move on now, Nick, to Golden Empire, who was a bit of an upset winner last time. He had a perfect trip. He was 17-1 in this race, and it was by far his best performance so far at the Valley.
It was, yeah. Look, he's only had a few limited starts there, just the 3 of them, but good to see him get this course and distance. He's actually a 5-time winner from 22, so he's got a pretty good strike rate and a pretty good sort of record, this guy. Zach rides him, he's won on him, he's drawn well, and it was good to see him bounce back to form, Paul. So if this continues, he'd be a player.
Yeah, look, he's up again. He's at a high rating of 72. He has won off 67 before, but he should get a nice run once again.
We'll come to you first for this replay, Nick, because you are going to make a case for Golden Long. You think he's beautifully weighted and gets into this Class 3 really nicely.
Yeah, look, I do. And look, he's only had the 3 runs, and look, he was a bit below par in his second. He started off really well, didn't he, by winning and beating Shinkansen in that race. But look, this does demand more now up in grade. But look, I didn't mind this performance last time, and he's only got a light weight compared to some here. And last time out, he was down in body weight himself. And having spoke to Frankie Law prior, he sort of tweaked a few things and he's run well. So, look, I think he can cope with the rising grade. Yeah,
look, I've got him in. The thing that worries me a little bit is he's up in grade without winning. Normally they go up and win. He only ran second.
OK, this one you're going to make a case for, Paul. California Deeply. Starts 17 on Wednesday night. It's his first go over 1200.
Yeah, look, and he's always looked like 1200. He's by deep field. This horse would be ideal for him. He gets back, he runs on, and he's sort of one that catches you a bit. You want a bit of a price about him. Hopefully he'll be double figures. But look, I wouldn't give him a chance coming up to 1200 for the first time. He did win over 1100 metres as a 2-year-old before he came to Hong Kong. So the way he races, you think 1200 would be all right for him?
Yeah, look, I mean, he's been raced, exclusively there at 1,000, but I think going up in trip's certainly worth a go, for sure.
This horse, Nick Kaholo Angel's going to get a great run from barrier number 1. He's been up to the trials at Chung Fa. Did miss the start on the 13th of January, the blood abnormality, but has had 1 start for placing around course and distance.
Yeah, do you know what? And I can give this horse a bit of a squeak in this race. I mean, I take on board what Paul said regarding obviously a pace angle. Drawn 1, £10 claimer. There's always that expectation that he might well stride on a bit. But the race in which you allude to when he ran second here, he was actually second behind Tomodachi Kokoro. So that's good form.
Yeah, no, very good form. And look, if he gets any sort of run, he could be a chance. It was right on the cusp for me. He didn't quite make it in, but I think think wouldn't be surprised if he ran well.
This horse, Paul, has been in your selections plenty of times since he has been here. Celestial Colours, is he in this week?
Yeah, I've got to put him in, not on top though. Look, I think he can go forward. He's drawn a little bit awkwardly in 7 in the smallest field, and they just might have to press on and go for the lead. So a lot of it's going to depend on what Alice Wong does on Kaholo Angel, whether he pushes on or not. But if he does get in front, look, he's been racing well, and Hugh Bowman's been in good form recently.
He certainly has, yeah, absolutely. And look, he's an interesting runner. I actually didn't manage to find a spot for him in my top 4 numbers, but there's that run 2 back behind Co-Partner Ambition, which would certainly give him a decent enough chance. That was only off a pound lower, but look, the trials looked good, and he certainly has ability. There's no getting away from that. So I'd keep him safe if you like him.
He sat wide in that trial and was too good for the stablemate Happy Feeling, which also runs earlier on the program. But the Kwun Chung Bus Cup, Paul, who's going to hail to the bus driver?
Yes, we'll see. I've got the 5 on top here. I'm going to make him the long shot of the meeting, number 5, which is California Deeply. From Watch Buddy, he's got to carry the big weight. Celestial Colours in there for 2nd and Golden Long for 4. So 5, 1, 2 and 9. Each way the 5 for me.
Yeah, I've gone the horse at the bottom here, Golden Long, and hopefully he can take that step up in grade in his stride. He's got a light weight, and I think he's a very strong chance. He's getting plenty off of the horse. I put him for 2nd, Watch Buddy, but he's in cracking form. Should go well again. Kaholo Angel in, and Golden Empire was good last time out. 9-1-4-3.
That is the boys' selections for race number 7, and you can find a breakdown for all races. We've seen races 5 and 7 on the show, but all of the races are on the website hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. We're getting towards the end of the show, Paul, so we better get your best bets.
Going to go with a horse called Solar Partner here. This horse has been downgraded. He comes up in race 6. He's number 1. He's got Hugh Bowman aboard into this grade. Now, he does like it here at Happy Valley. He has won a couple here. Here's his track work, because, look, he didn't run too well at his last start, but that was at Sha Tin. This is a lot different. He's got a senior rider on. He comes to Happy Valley, and he's been working well leading into it. And we're going to make the long shot. This is the horse we talked about. California Deeply, Luke Ferraris aboard. Race 7, number 5 is the long shot. And the play of the day we're going to do in one of the features, race 5, Quantum Patch, Red Hair King, All Beauty, QQP 4, 7 and 8.
Yeah, my best bet Wednesday night comes up in race 7. It is number 9, Golden Long. I think he's a very strong chance here with the lightweight, so we'll make him the best. Matthew Chadwick will be on board him, so race 7, number 9 is the best. And the long shot, race 8, number 6, Cheong Fat. I've been with this fellow a little while now. Brenton Abdullah will be on board, and I still think there's something there. He's coming up for start number 10, and he hasn't run too badly on 1 or 2 occasions for sure, so I'd expect a decent enough showing from him, hopefully, again in this race, and he could be a bit of value. The play, I've gone race 6 with the newcomer here. This is Ace Power. I think he's very interesting on his debut.
Best bet, David Hayes horses racing well at the moment. Zach Purton rides race 8, number 8, Strongest Boy. David won with race 8, number 8 on the weekend with Nervous Witness. So hopefully the form line through that, which was Nick's long shot, continues on Wednesday night. Barrier 6 is by far the best draw he has had in quite some time. Lightning Bolt struggled since winning, going up to bigger weights. That last victory, he carried 127 pounds. Hugh Bowman rides him for Danny Shum. And the play, race 8, 3 Short Joyful racing consistently, 6 Chung Fat and 8 Strongest Boy, 3, 6 and 8 in a QQP in race number 8. Time to check out the diary about what is upcoming in Hong Kong as far as racing goes, and Sunday is a huge day with the second leg of the Hong Kong Speed Series, the Queen's Silver Jubilee at Group 1, and trackside live from 12:30, the first of 10 at 1 o'clock, and then Wednesday the 13th we are back to Happy Valley for a trackside live from 6:10, the first race there at 6:40. Early thoughts, boys, with a bit of time before we say bye-bye on the show on the Queen's Silver Jubilee. Lucky Swainess, California Spangle, both looking to bounce back.
They certainly are, yeah. Look, and you know, I think that is what creates plenty of intrigue with the race, really, because they're 2 top-line horses, both Group 1 winners, of course. One of them obviously a superstar sprinter, and yeah, there's plenty to look forward to.
Yeah, look, it's going to be good pace in the race. You've got Healthy, Happy and California Spangle in the race, so they should set up a nice pace. So every horse, I think, will get their chance. Lucky With You was really big at his last start as well, running 2nd. So he was sort of the surprise coming out of international. Wouldn't be see how he goes. A lot of it's going to do with barrier draws again. I think Lucky Swainess will want 1 to 4.
And those barrier draws will be out Thursday. And of course, Galaxy Patch backs up after racing on the weekend.
He does, yeah. He's a fascinating runner for mine, Paul.
Yeah, exactly. Up to 14 looks ideal for him.
And that is all coming up on Sunday. But it's a busy time in Hong Kong with the international sale. Happy Valley on Wednesday night and, of course, Sha Tin on Sunday. Big thanks to the boys, Nick and Paul. We'll see you for race night at Happy Valley, the Kwun Chung Bus Cup. Don't miss the bus, the first at 6:40.